She took over my house while I was away. But she never saw this coming. When I left for my vacation to Tuscany, I never imagined I'd come home to strangers sleeping in my bed. That's how it all began. I'm Eleanor, 72 years old retired schoolteacher, avid gardener, and not someone you mess with. My son, David, and his wife, Crystal, moved in with me after he lost his job. I opened my home with love and patience. I cooked, I cleaned, I gave them space. But while I was sipping wine under the Tuscan sun, they were plotting. I came back 3 weeks later to find my home unrecognizable. The kitchen was gutted, my vintage furniture replaced with sterile IKEA knockoffs. My rose garden dug up for a fire pit I never approved. And worse, Crystal's parents were now living in my guest rooms. Yes, her parents. Not a phone call, not a text. Just a smug. We thought it would be better for everyone, but I'm not a woman who cries in silence. I smiled. I waited. And then I executed the most savage, elegant revenge you've ever heard. You see, my house was never gifted to David. It was in my name, paid off since 1998. I contacted my lawyer the very next morning and rewrote my will, placing everything including the house into a living trust with strict conditions. Neither David nor Crystal would see a dime unless they met very specific terms. One of those terms: leaving my house within 30 days. Oh, but it gets better. I called an old friend, Rita. Think Meryl Streep meets the IRS. She was recently divorced and needed a place to stay. I offered her the master suite. And let's just say, Crystal did not enjoy sharing space with a woman who listens to opera at 6 a.m. and reheats garlic stew at midnight. Suddenly, Crystal's parents were gone. Poof. Rita stayed. Just when they thought I couldn't get colder, I called a family meeting. I had coffee, cookies, even a fake smile. Then I slid them an envelope. It was a notice. I sold the house. To Rita. Yes, I sold my own house to my best friend for $1. Crystal's jaw hit the floor. David stammered. You can't do that. Oh, honey, I whispered. I just did. The new owner gave them a formal eviction notice. 30 days. Tick-tock. They left in 21. But here's the kicker. The day after they moved out, Rita sold the house back to me. For $1. I got my home back without the freeloaders, the renovations, or the chaos. And now I live in peace, surrounded by my roses and quiet. And guess what? Crystal tried to come back to apologize, so I sent her a photo of my front door. Locked. The moral of the story: never underestimate a little old lady with a passport and a plan. If you thought this revenge was cold, you haven't seen anything yet. Subscribe now for more real-life revenge stories that prove it's never too late to fight back and win. Because sometimes karma needs a little push. And I'm happy to deliver it.